What's going on, everyone? It's Kim in the SAV, Kim out of Savannah, Georgia, of BetterBodyCrew.com. Hey, Instagram, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. Guys, I really want y'all to get this. So, I titled this on Facebook. Basically, it's like the lie and the truth about sales, okay? And there's a phrase that we say in sales, and it's just that people like to be... Dog, I forgot it. What is it? What did I title my own video, y'all? People like to buy, but they hate to be sold. That's what they say. People like to buy, but they hate to be sold. And so I was listening to Steve Larson and his course overview today. Hey, J Baby. And my leaders were listening as well. And he brought up a good point. He said, it's not that people like to buy, but they hate to be sold. He said, more so, people like to buy and they like to be sold. But the problem is they hate to be convinced. They hate to be lied to. They hate to feel manipulated. They hate to be manipulated. And I was like, that is so true. And so when you say people like to buy but they hate to be sold, again, it puts like a negative light on sales. And it makes you feel bad for being a salesperson. But if you think about it, I know I've gone places and I've told the salesperson because they were so good, because the conversation was so enjoyable, because they knew their stuff, because I was ready. I've told them, okay, you sold me, right? And when you say you sold me, you say that with a smile, right? I've never, ever, ever, ever heard somebody say, okay, you sold me, right? Reluctantly. That's not what people do. So they like to buy and they like to be sold. They just don't like to be lied to, manipulated, convinced, persuaded, or any of those things where it creates a situation that's like a win or win-lose situation. They want to create a win-win. Why do I want you to understand this, guys? I want you to understand this because when you get this through your head, when I got this through my thick head, I'm telling you, it changed sales for me. I started to relate better to my customers. I started to hear them out better. I started to really pay attention to how I was structuring not just my message, but my offer. I started to do things to... We were communicating better. Yeah, I started to communicate better. I started to do things to really make myself one of the outliers, even if I had the same product as someone else. Hey, Alicia Skinner, what's going on? Dwania, okay? And I want you guys to tell me something. Do you like to buy? Do you like to be sold? There are so many people that are like addicted to retail therapy, right? Literally, there is a hormone. There is a natural drug that is released in your brain that makes it feel good when you buy something. So people don't have an aversion to being to buying stuff, and they don't have an aversion to being sold by the proper person. If that person knows what they're doing, it's actually a very pleasurable experience. I know a lot of people who invite their salespeople, maybe it's their car salesperson or their realtor who sold them their home, but these people are selling them things that they need in their life. And if they do a good job, these people actually become friends of the family. So we're talking about pleasurable experiences from the beginning, at the point of sale, at the time the transaction is completed, and then even post-transaction, where that initial interaction goes much further, much deeper than the initial connection, right? Than the first connection. And that is what when I started realizing that and started studying, like there was a guy, when I sold Nissan cars, he was like one of the top car salesmen, and I listened to him for days on end, all day, all night. I forget his name, but he was like the top salesman ever. And he really talked about building relationships and focusing on what the customer needs and not selling to just anybody for your own needs, which is commission, of course, right? And when he talked about that, I really internalized a lot of what he said. And it doesn't matter, guys, whether you're selling cars, houses, tea, skincare, it does not matter. Your quote unquote job is to make selling pleasurable, not to avoid the word selling, but to actually learn the skills to sell properly so that it's not only enjoyable for your client, but enjoyable for you too. And I'm glad to say that on a daily basis, the people who interact with me, it also has to do with your messaging now, okay? It has to do with your messaging. All right. But the people who interact with me, they already know what to expect because my messaging is so direct. Yes. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you though for recognizing it. Every time I shoot videos, all the noises come. But you recognized it. Hey, what's going on, Estella? Did you see I replied to you? See, now Estella just, I'm gonna put you on blast, okay? Is that okay, Estella? Okay, you can't answer me back, but I'm gonna, knowing you, I'm gonna assume yes. So Estella just commented about my sale in my VIP group. She's like, Kim, I want 3. I'm like, all right, girl, you got Zelle? If not, I'll invoice you. And Estella and I have always had a very pleasurable experience. She's bought from me, and I've bought her stuff, and I went there not even intending to buy her stuff. I went there to sell her something, and then I ended up buying 2 or 3. By the way, Estella is with paparazzi, so if you need a paparazzi person, she is the one to go to. Okay, just plug in you, Estella. All right, because that's my dog. All right, but when I went, I bought like 3 or 4 things, and it's pleasurable. You know why? Because I like Estella. Estella likes me. We like doing business together. And this is somebody I met at the dang on food court at Stonecrest Mall. Okay? This ain't no, church friend or somebody that I knew from long ago. This is a complete stranger off the street that I met, and, and we bonded over bourbon chicken. But I'm telling you guys right now, hey, Estella, J Baby is over here on Instagram talking about, go ahead, Estella. But no, seriously, and I would not refer somebody I don't refer people just all willy-nilly. But Estella does business like I do business. She doesn't try to pressure you or try to emotionally blackmailing you into joining her team or anything like that. She is a product of her own product. And that's what's going on, Irene? What's going on? From the Netherlands, right? Did I get that right? Or did I just put you in a whole nother place other than where you are? Estella said yes, and from day one you weren't a stranger. You weren't either. And that brings me to my other part, y'all, where it says people don't like to be, like when Steve Larson was talking about the fact that people don't like to be convinced, they don't like to be manipulated, they don't like to be persuaded. What many of you have got to realize is that when I say those things, convinced, manipulated, persuaded, it does not mean that you're telling them a lie necessarily, like with your mouth. Sometimes you're telling them a lie with your actions. Sometimes it's just your inauthenticity that shines through. Sometimes we can tell that you took 72 pictures, baby, before you posted that one on Instagram. Like you want everything to be perfect all the time. We never see you in your do-rag. We never see you in your bathrobe. You never got a pronoun out of place, right? You never use a double negative. You never have a bad day. You never have a bad client. You never have a bad week. You never have a bad nothing. See, that's being a little inauthentic. So when people see that everything is so perfect, so polished, so pristine, you know what I mean? They're like, something ain't right in this buttermilk. So they feel like you are. Irene said, wah, 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 wah. See, you never say things like that. You be like, what? Capital WHAT question mark. What do I be like on social media? I be like, what? Lowercase w, U-T. But you're not relatable. You're not relatable. You're not authentic. You're not yourself. And people are not stupid. Okay? They can smell it. They can feel it. They might not, like my granny say, I just can't quite put my finger on it. They might not be able to tell you exactly what it is they don't like about you, but they know it's something they don't like about you. And that's when they feel, when they get that vibe, when they get that feeling, when they feel that frequency.
Straight, sour, sour buttermilk.
See, Facebook doesn't even know you're over there. You're just like a yelling person from behind that says, straight, sour buttermilk. He's reading the comments from Instagram. But when they get that vibe, when they feel that frequency, when they get that feeling, y'all, they just feel like, this person is hiding something. So by mere virtue of the fact that they feel like you're hiding something, now they feel like you're trying to persuade them with your perfection.
She asked you to invoice her.
I will gladly, I'll gladly invoice you, Estella, okay? But they feel like you're trying to persuade them because they can sense that you're hiding something. And so for so many people, again, when you're, and this is specific to network marketing, I'm not going to talk about corporate is a whole nother beast, but I will say over here, and I think with selling cars too, that's a more relaxed thing too. You can get your own little like vibe going on. There's a lot of car salesmen that have like a brand, right? But in the non-traditional settings, we're not talking about corporate, because corporate is totally different. And J Baby say enjoyed, will catch replay, see you later, break over. All right, girly, I love you. I love you.
Will catch
have a good rest of your shift. Okay, give me 1 second, Kassan. Give me 1 second, love. Okay, but in corporate, this doesn't work exactly the same. However, in network marketing, in more relaxed professions, sometimes everything that's right in another environment is wrong over here, and everything that's wrong over everything that's right over there is wrong over here. And that is your imperfections will sometimes pay you the most. I'm not saying that you have to go out here, and if that's not your thing, then I'm not saying you gotta, twerk and act like you are something that you are not. But what I am saying is this, and it's really quite simple. Nobody is on all the time. No, even Oprah let us see us without her makeup on. Okay? Nobody is on it all the time. So when you present that, can you still be successful? Can you still have customers? Absolutely you can, but chances are if you know that that's what you're presenting, then that's going to be what you attract, and get ready to probably have not as enjoyable of an experience. And even those that are on all the time, still cut it off, because like Gloria Mayfield Banks, she is a person, she's like one of the top leaders in Mary Kay. Gloria Mayfield Banks, like she presents herself, I love her. She presents herself impeccably, but she also knows how to be vulnerable. She also knows how to, she looks perfect, even though she doesn't strive to do it. She just does it naturally, but she doesn't act perfect. Does that make sense? What's going on, Brian Page? Does that make sense to you? So again, all these issues that you guys have about selling, release them. Forget this whole people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. People love to buy, they love to be sold. They don't like the lies though. Whether you speak them or they feel them. They don't like the manipulation. They don't like the persuasion. They don't like that. And the more that you understand this, the better you're going to release all of those fears you have about selling things. You won't have to try to cover up what you're doing by saying things like, we're not selling, we're sharing. We're not selling, we're caring. We're not selling, we're showing. Man, you are selling. And the quicker you realize that, the quicker you can stand in it and say, how do I increase my sales skills? I've never heard anybody say, how do I get better at my sharing skills or my caring skills? Right? No, that's not what they do. How do I get better at my sales skill? If you are scared of sales, you'll never do well in sales. And sales is one of the highest paid professions. It requires you to learn how to communicate. And that's most of y'all's problem. Y'all don't want to learn to communicate. You just want to basically have a lottery ticket or plug yourself into some system or have access to some products, throw them out there into the world, and you want everybody to just pounce on it like ravages or something like that. That's not how this works. The work requires work. Okay, so live it, learn it, embrace it, and go out there and do it. Okay, guys? Hey, Miss Lizzie, what's going on, Cat Peace? What's going on, Keisha? Keisha said, we're not selling, we're sharing. That's funny. I was in a company that taught us to say that. Girl, a lot of companies teach you to sell that, but let me just tell y'all, like, I had to learn, and this is with my own money mindset, because I used to have a thing with rich people. A lot of people do, right? You see a car and what you sucking your teeth for? That person probably worked hard for that car. Or you see somebody with something, you make up your mind, the story in your mind. She probably got a sugar daddy to get that for her. Or Or they probably stepped on somebody to get to the top. You can never become that which you despise. It's impossible. On a subconscious level, you will never be that which you despise. And so I had to really get real with myself and say, Kim, do you ever want to not have money problems? Do you want to be not just rich, but wealthy? If so, you have to get an intimate relationship with some rich, wealthy people, so that you can change this narrative that you have going on in your mind. Steve Larson says so many powerful things. There's another thing that he's going to come back and I'm going to share with y'all that he spoke about. It's a great way to answer an objection, so stay tuned for that. But this right here, people love to buy and they love to be sold, but they don't like your lies. That stuck out the most. So guys, go out there, learn how to communicate, learn how to be not a good, but a great salesperson. So much so that when people do business with you, they say, thank you. Thank you for the discount. Thank you for the service. Thank you for the complimentary pen. Thank you for the fast shipping. Thank you for the communication. Thank you for the information. Thank you. And they love to do business with you, because I'm telling you, that reciprocity. When they love to give you money, you love to receive money, and you love to now surprise them with things and make them happy. It's the best feeling in the world. Like, you don't need to do drugs or get high. I mean, I don't know where that came in, but let me tell you something. It gives you an adrenaline rush. It gives you, when you see that bank account going up, and you're getting compliments alongside with the money, with the currency, that's the holy grail. And I want that for all of y'all. So I'm telling you right now, learn these things, become a student of sales. Stop acting like you are not in sales. We all are in sales. And the quicker you learn that, the quicker you can go ahead and just learn how to do it better for you and for your prospects, your clients. All right, you get it? You got it? Good. All right, so if you want to work with me and learn about, you know, some of the things that I do to completely change myself from being a person that hated what rich people to, you know, moving a little bit closer to what that side, or from despising the fact that I was, you know, MLM in sales, to fully embracing it, loving it, and enjoying it for myself and my clients, then reach out to me. We'll find out if what I do could possibly be a fit for you. It's not for everybody. I'm gonna tell you that off the rip, but we'll never know until we actually speak. Because if you're not getting everything that you want out of life, my next question to you is, what is your plan? If you don't have a plan, then why not take a look at mine? Why not? If it doesn't work, then you're in the same exact place. Ta-da! But what if it does? If it does, then, you know, this could be not just another day in your life, but the day that changes the rest of your life. Ooh. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't hear me though. All right. IG, follow me. Facebook, hit follow, see first. YouTube, hit subscribe and bang the bell to the right ding dong. So every time I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. If y'all think anybody needs to hear this message, maybe it's a horrible salesperson, share the video with them. All right, if it's your team, share the video with them as well, okay? And let me tell y'all something. Some of the best salespeople in the world, they're your kids. Y'all need to pay attention to y'all's kids, because they know how to get exactly what they want. They don't take no for an answer. They know, they're very definite. Like, they are the best salespeople in the world. I learn a lot from sales, from my son, believe it or not. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Bye.